Hi everybody, time for a quick look inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Vole. Most plans have changed since schools have shut down, but one has remained the same. Staff members from McLoughlin Middle and Marshall Elementary Schools are moving into their new school buildings. We captured this footage a month ago as the principals of the schools gave Superintendent Steve Webb a tour of the nearly completed buildings. Staff was scheduled to move in during spring break, and they still are, observing social distancing all the while. They may not be able to start teaching there just yet, but their rooms will be ready to go once class resumes. All right, I'm joined now by Bobbi Geenty, the principal at Marshall Elementary School. Bobbi, how are you today?
Good, thanks, Nick.
How is the move going?
You know, the move has actually gone better than I expected. I think that our teachers, one of the things that kind of helped us out, honestly, was that we were able to leave, everything was still up on our walls and we were still teaching right up until the very last minute. And then we did some packing after the students went home. And it was a little less rushed than we had anticipated, actually.
Interesting. So what is the process for teachers? How are they getting all this done? It's a lot of stuff to move. Your old building is right next to the new building, so I imagine that makes it a little bit easier, but what is the process like?
So our teachers went through and packed up all of their teaching belongings, had to take home any personal belongings they had, packed those up. All of their boxes stayed in their classrooms, which created kind of an interesting environment to teach in for a while. Packed those up, put aside. The movers then actually have been coming in the past week, and they put everything onto pallets for us, wrap those pallets up, and then ship them off next door.
Okay, so in my head, it was a teacher with every belonging on their back. Just there's some help, is what you're saying.
Right. No, they didn't. They stacked everything neatly in their classrooms, and then the movers came in and put them all on pallets so that they were weighted the right way and that they were stacked the way that they needed them to be so that they could safely get moved over to our new building.
Social distancing is an important thing for us all right now. How are you guys observing social distancing in this moving process?
You know, actually, as classroom teachers packing up, it's pretty easy because you're all in your own classroom. So their classrooms apart from each other and really don't interact with each other that much. So social distancing piece has not been that difficult for us in the sense that everyone's in their own space anyway.
Sure. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I know a lot of people are concerned about that. And then toss in this week, you guys had to give iPads back to students. Just seems like a lot of busy things going on for you as a principal. Could you kind of talk about all the different things you've been doing since school closures began?
Yeah, that definitely added a little bit of stress. I will say for the beginning of this, I definitely had to be a virtual principal, and having to learn how to navigate that has been truly a challenge. I'm probably not the most, no, I'm actually not the most technologically advanced person on our staff, but I have figured it out quickly how to navigate that. During our iPad handout this week, it was a little more difficult to keep our spaces just because we had boxes lining our hallways. So for our families to get in, we had to create some paths for them to stay apart from each other, but we did get most of our iPads up to our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
During the iPad handout, I know that a lot of staff members volunteered to help out. As a principal, I'm sure it was good for you to see the faces of all your coworkers. How much contact have you had with teachers throughout this closure?
Yeah, it was great to see some staff in real life again on Monday, for sure. I've seen some of them off and on throughout the building last week while they were still packing up. So I did have a little contact last week. But we have had 2 staff meetings that were via Zoom that were both optional for people. And the majority of the staff joined in. They just wanted to see each other. And it's been one of those things that's really nice is, you know, it gives us that perspective of thinking how our families are dealing with all of this, with working with their children at home, trying to work from home. When I see my own staff with their children on their laps, when we're having meetings, and it really helps me to frame how we want to deliver instruction for our students, because I know that my teachers who are also parents are trying to parent and teach at the same time. And so it kind of gives us a nice perspective and frame for how we want to continue school in this manner,
Sure.
virtually. So I also am in contact a lot with my staff via texting and emailing. We're finding ways definitely to stay connected as a staff. We just put together and put on our school Facebook page, our school psychologist put together a video for our students that had a frame of all of our teachers on it, each teacher with a message to our students. So that was really nice to push out this morning to our families as well.
Sure. I would imagine that just maintaining that sense of community is very important for you, even if you're all kind of in different places.
Yeah, it definitely is. We're definitely a close-knit staff, and I think that we have a strong desire to connect on any level we can right now.
Well, Bobbi, thanks for taking the time to join me, and good luck next week as school kind of officially starts again. I know you guys are going to do a great job.
Yeah, thank you, Nick.
Hey, check this out. Here's something exciting. Printed materials for K through 2 students is getting prepped and ready to go to kids. That's in addition to the iPads families will be receiving probably next week. Teams are working hard to get the learning back on track once spring break is over. And that's it for this quick look. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Vole, and we'll see you next time.